the unbelievers, the haters, the doubters. This is about us. When we started this journey, we told you it was going to be trying, it was going to be tough.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the first edition of Beyond the Game. I'm Derrick.
And I'm Eric.
And every week we debate hot sports topics, head up, mano a mano, for the mighty hand of Thanos. So how we do it here on Beyond the Game, to decide who goes first, we do a coin toss. So what you got?
I got heads.
All right, let's see what it is.
Heads it is. My three topics that we're going to discuss today is keep the chains moving. Each team is going to be responsible for keeping the chains moving. You get that down in distance, somebody's going to have a long day. Next thing we're going to discuss is beef bullies. This game is going to be won in the trenches. Is it going to be the offensive line, the defensive line? Which line is going to dominate the whole game? And then the third thing we're going to discuss is special projects. There's going to be plays that these offenses are going to have that they're going to put in for the next 2 weeks that the other team has not seen before. So you got to be ready for anything. Expect the unexpected.
All right, my three topics for you all is what quarterback has the most to gain between Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. Next, if Kansas City gets a three-peat, what does that mean for Patrick Mahomes' legacy as the GOAT? After that, if Saquon wins, what does that say about his legacy as a running back? Let's go.
Okay, before we get started, let's go to the chat line. First question, does it matter who gets the ball first?
I feel that it does matter. I think that you start how you finish. So between, I think if Kansas City gets the ball first, I think Patrick Mahomes will come out and make a statement. I think that he wants this three-peat. So I feel like if he gets the ball first, I feel like he's going to come out and try to crush the Eagles straight out the gate.
I feel starting fast for the Kansas City Chiefs that's important.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I feel that is if you get to the point where the Eagles are playing catch-up, that keeps Saquon from running roughshod through everything.
Yeah.
So the Eagles, I think if they get the ball first and it's a 3 and out, it's going to be a long day. I think the Chiefs definitely need to get their running game started first so it could set the tone. Okay, so the first question that we have is down and distance.
Okay.
So when you're looking at these offenses, which offense do you think that would probably have the most problem if they get behind their schedule as far as down and distance goes?
Yeah. Which offense is going to have the biggest problem? I'm going to have to say probably Eagles. Reason for that is I feel like Patrick Mahomes is kind of like he's in that Brady mode. It's not too much he hasn't seen. And adjustments is what he does. I feel like if it's a close game, it's Kansas City in the it favors Kansas City. Just for the simple fact that's what's been happening for these other 3 Super Bowls that Patrick Mahomes has won. Yeah, and I feel like they want it. I feel like Kansas City wants it more than the Eagles. So I feel like if it's close or if the Eagles get down, it's over.
Yeah, I don't think that I don't feel that the Eagles are built to really play from behind.
Mm-hmm.
I think they like staying on schedule. I think if there's any way that, like I say, like if the Chiefs get their running game going, it's going to be very difficult for Jalen Hurts to try to play catch up.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is they like to control the tempo. They also like to, on first and second downs, they like to get those scheduled plays, 1 or 2 yards, 3 or 4 yards. Granted, they got a running back that can take it to the house at any time.
Yeah.
You know, their whole thing is sooner or later he's going to break one.
Yeah.
So I
Which
think
probably
that
is.
down the distance is very, very important. Now, every now and then they have that time when they're gonna take their shots over the top, and you have that with their receivers are pretty good over the top. But then again, the Kansas City Chiefs are pretty good when it comes to man coverage.
Yeah.
So they just have to keep an eye on that at that particular point in time, and hopefully we'll see what goes on throughout the game. We'll have a good game. Hopefully it comes back and forth, but I believe that the Chiefs, just like you said, if it's close, the Eagles might be in trouble.
Yeah, I think the Eagles gonna have to come. I think the Eagles gonna have to just come in and smack them.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the leader. It's hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes. It's hard. Me, and not saying Jalen Hurts is not a top tier quarterback, but just looking at the leadership and just experience, it's hard to bet against Kansas City, man.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's difficult, but we'll see what happens.
All right.
Now, next we're gonna move on to the beef bullies.
Okay.
And the big guys in the trenches.
All right, the beef bullies.
The big babies.
Okay.
So, what do you think about the offensive line, the offensive and defensive lines of these two teams?
Both strong. I think Kansas City's line to me might be a little bit. It's more experienced. That's what I'm gonna say. When you playing with somebody that people are calling the GOAT, you're gonna go a lot harder than you would for. I'm not saying once again, I'm not saying Jalen Hurts isn't a great quarterback, but when you playing for somebody that they calling the GOAT, you want to make sure that you're doing your part. So, I think Kansas City's line gonna be. They want it. If I'm on that team, if I'm on Kansas City team at any position, I cannot be the reason that Patrick Mahomes don't get this 3 straight. So yeah, I'm rolling with Kansas City's line. I think that it's gonna be, like you said, like a fight in there. I think it's gonna be some bloodshed and somebody mama gonna be talked about. but I'm going with Kansas City, man.
Okay, let me give you a little interesting nugget.
Okay.
Jalen Carter has been sick all week.
Yeah.
He's not gone to any press conferences or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
He's sick.
He's one of the best defensive tackles in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And now he got to go up against, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And he's got to hold that line because, again, just like we talked about, whoever dominates that line between the offensive and defensive line is, it's going to dominate the game.
Yeah.
Now, I can say this. I can say that the Philadelphia line is one of the best lines in football.
Yeah, on paper,
I'm telling you.
On paper, yeah.
When you can move a man,
Yeah.
like those guys move a man. Saquon usually don't get touched for the first 5 to 7 yards.
Yeah, that's that.
So with that being said, it's going to be very important for those guys in the trenches and for the Chiefs to make sure that those guys don't get a hold of those linebackers.
Yeah.
There. So and there's a lot of options that the Philadelphia line has because you have Jalen Hurts who can actually run it. You got Saquon who can actually run it, but then on the other side, you still got Patrick Mahomes that you can't not account for him.
That's right.
Because he runs like he got a refrigerator on his back.
That's right.
However,
that's right. No, that's right.
he does make some yards.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's no slouches on that Kansas City running back trio neither.
Yeah, he remind me of Brady. Like, he don't run, but if he got to, he ain't going to get them yards.
Exactly.
He going to get them yards.
And he knows exactly where to go.
Yeah,
He knows exactly how to get them.
This is number 5? This their 5th Super Bowl?
Yep.
Yeah, it's not too much you haven't seen.
Yeah, so it's going to be a rock fight in a phone booth.
Yeah, I agree.
For the whole game.
Yep,
So, but last but not least, we're going to go ahead and move into the special projects.
Okay.
So, which team do you think is going to pull out some things that no one has ever seen before?
If I'm looking at that, I'm probably going to say the Eagles. You said never seen before.
Oh, the Eagles.
Yeah,
okay.
I think that They're gonna have to in order to beat Kansas City. And you're gonna have to show them some stuff they never seen because it's gonna be hard because fifth Super Bowl is probably not too much they haven't seen. I feel that it's they're gonna have to. Kansas City has been seen more than the Eagles have in the Super Bowl, so I don't think Kansas City. It would be more surprising for us because I feel like we already expect Patrick Mahomes to do something spectacular. That's just his game. But I think that I think the Eagles we probably see something more spectacular from them. Outside.
I don't know. I think you're more likely to see the Chiefs pull out something that you haven't seen before.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be, I'm not saying it might not be on offense.
Okay.
It might be on special teams.
Okay.
You might have a little, who knows? I mean, Kansas City is known for doing all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
Travis Kelce might wind up throwing a pass to Mahomes in the end zone.
Right.
There's no telling.
Right.
It tell you. So I think I'm more apt to think that they're going to pull out something that. Or some kind of formation that the Eagles would be like, what in the world is this?
Right.
And with Andy Reid, he'd probably go down to some high school somewhere and get a play that Philly is like, it's like, oh, they pulled out the Philly special, huh? Okay, I got something for them.
That's right.
And it's gonna be at the most opportune time.
Okay.
Like at the end of the game when they need to score like a touchdown or get in field goal range. They're going to pull out something. You'd be like, oh.
See, but that's my point. I feel like we kind of expect that from them.
Yeah.
Because they always do like reverses or something like that. I don't expect it from the Eagles.
But see, that's the expectation that Philly should have.
Yeah.
Is that it's going to be, it should be something.
Yeah. I agree.
But anyway, these topics are good things to wrap your mind around during the Super Bowl game, and we'll keep an eye on this stuff. But we'll be right back with our next three topics after this.
You are watching the Marvel Not Network. Real people, real shows, real results. www.marvelnotnetwork.com.
All right, welcome back, guys. All right, so for my first topic, we got who has the most to gain, Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes, if they win or lose this game.
I think I would probably say Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Because when you really look at it, Patrick Mahomes doesn't have much to prove. I mean, I understand that he's chasing history. Mm-hmm. But that's who he's chasing. He's chasing history. He's chasing Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. He's chasing, GOATs. Mm-hmm. He's chasing. He's just like he's like Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan didn't have nobody to chase in the NBA. He was just chasing records. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what Patrick Mahomes is chasing. He's trying to do something nobody's ever done before. Jalen Hurts. I don't think Jalen Hurts has gotten the credit that he deserves. And the reason why I say that is because we have a lot of individuals that are in the NFL who thinks, okay, Lamar Jackson is more athletic than him, or Allen is more athletic than him, or Joe Burrow is a better quarterback than he is. But the thing about it is it takes a team to get to where these two teams are at right now. Mm-hmm. So when you really look at it, and if Jalen Hurts slays the dragon, so to speak, mm-hmm. then what can you really say about Jalen Hurts? Because the thing about it is, he when he was in Oklahoma, he played well. When he was in Alabama, he was told, he was pulled in a national championship game for Tua Tagovailoa. Mm-hmm. And then he winds up winning the game. Mm-hmm. So he has always been under the radar, a little bit criticized for being a quarterback that can't win the big game. So I think he probably has more to lose than Patrick Mahomes, even though he wasn't a first round draft pick.
Mhm.
They wasn't expecting for Jalen Hurts to be their starting quarterback, but yet here he is.
Mhm.
So
I would 100% disagree with you. I always look at heavy is the head that holds the crown. Expectations, that lets you know greatness.
Mhm.
I feel that with Patrick Mahomes, like you say, he's chasing history. If Jalen Hurts loses on Sunday, who cares? If Patrick Mahomes loses or wins on Sunday, it's headline news. Nobody's ever done this before. No team has ever won 3 straight. If he does that, Patrick Mahomes been in the league how long? Let's say what, 10 years? Not what? Let's 8 years? About 8 years?
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
So in 6 years, he's been to 5.
Right, but you also got to remember.
Who's he chasing?
You also got to remember
Mhm.
that when he lost
Mhm.
that other Super Bowl,
Mhm.
who did people blame? They didn't blame Patrick Mahomes.
Mhm.
They blamed the fact that he didn't have an offensive line
Mhm.
when he lost to
Brady.
to Tom Brady.
But who's he chasing as far as rings?
I mean, I understand he's chasing Tom Brady,
Mhm.
and I get it.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's chasing. Tom got 7 of them things.
What's the likelihood of him getting 7? The way he's going right now. So
I think this. I feel this.
Mhm.
I feel that Patrick Mahomes is going to get to 7.
Mhm.
I think he's going to get to 7.
Mhm.
There's no doubt in my mind. Now, it's kind of like pitching horseshoes.
Mhm.
Some of them he's going to get close.
Mhm.
Some of them he's going to get a ringer. So he had one when he got it close. The other ones were ringers.
Mhm.
So this one may be, whether it's close or whether he makes it, I think people are going to still consider him to be the GOAT. They're still going to consider.
They know he's not. They know.
They know he's not.
You say he's more. You say
Well,
he's more
that's what
Michael
he's
Jordan.
shaking.
I think he's more LeBron James
He
because
could
he's chasing
be.
LeBron's chasing Michael Jordan.
He could be, but that's
Patrick Mahomes is chasing Tom Brady.
But that's all in the eye of the beholder. That's all of
That's sports.
where you're looking. Who's looking at? Who's
Yeah.
looking through the glass?
Mhm.
So again, you have people that says, okay, he's the GOAT.
Mhm.
Okay,
That's the
how would he be the GOAT? Even if he gets, say for the sake of argument, 3 in a row.
Mhm. That's his argument. That's his argument.
People will ask that argument.
Mhm.
What's the difference between 3 and 7?
No, 3 straight though.
Exactly. But what the question is, and I get it.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, 1, 2, 3
Mhm.
in a row,
Mhm.
cool. But when you got 7 of them things,
Mhm. And he
You
got
know-
what? 4 in 6 years?
Yep.
5 in 6 years?
okay, think about it. Think about it this way. Think about it this way.
Mhm.
Bill Russell got 11 of them things,
Mhm.
but they don't call him the GOAT.
It was only 18.
It
was only 18.
I'm just saying they still don't call him the GOAT.
If I feel that I feel Patrick Mahomes has the most to lose and the most to gain, just for the simple fact if he loses, people gonna care more about him losing than Jalen Hurts winning. Put it like that. If he lost to Jalen Hurts, people gonna care more about Patrick. The story's gonna be Patrick Mahomes lost, not Jalen Hurts won. That's because the expectations shows your greatness.
Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to when Eli played Brady.
Mm-hmm. People care more about Brady losing.
Well, I don't know. But people cared more about people cared more about the team not going undefeated than they did.
Because of who?
Well, Brady had something to do with that, but still.
Yeah, he's on the team.
Something to do with that.
He's on the team. Yeah,
But
expectations.
see, that's the thing. Think about it is nobody thought Eli would beat Brady.
But people care more about Brady losing than they did about Eli winning.
But see, think about it this way.
Mhm.
The NFL Hall of Fame vote is in a couple of days.
Mhm.
How you think Eli is going to get into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, he got 2 Super Bowls.
I beat Brady.
Not that. It's just 2 Super Bowls.
I think some of it is who you beat.
So no. It's people on that team that won 2 Super Bowls that's not going to the Hall of Fame.
Trent Dilfer is not going to the Hall of Fame. He won a Super Bowl.
Just because you win don't make you a Hall of Fame. The stats gonna get you in there, and he has stats. He has stats. He's probably he has stats. I'm not gonna take no away from Eli. Yeah. He has stats. So let's go to the next topic. My next topic is, if Patrick Mahomes wins, what does that do for the GOAT conversation between him and Brady? 3 straight, never been done. I think they have the highest winner percentage out of any team too in the last 5 years. In the first 5 years.
Does it cement him as GOAT status?
Yeah. Because pretty much it's Brady and then everybody else. He's doing something that's never been done. Status.
My thought process is always been this. Mm-hmm. As far as GOAT status, mm-hmm. I think that it could be measured after you're done playing.
Okay.
After you're done playing. Because let's say, for the sake of argument, he gets 3 back-to-back-to-back, mm-hmm. right? And let's say, for the sake of argument, he never goes back. Mm-hmm. He never goes back. He never goes to a playoff game. He never sniffs the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And he plays for, let's say, 13, 14 seasons. Mm-hmm. Would you still kind of consider him to be the GOAT if he never goes back?
You said conversation.
That's what I'm saying.
He's a Hall of Famer right now if he stops right now.
Right. So the question is this. When you're evaluating GOAT status, mm-hmm. are you evaluating GOAT status of people that are still playing?
Yeah.
That's just like...
Is LeBron considered the GOAT conversation?
That's just like this. You could say if LeBron is the GOAT, right?
He's in the conversation.
Okay, he's in the conversation. Mm-hmm. But nobody are really... I mean, people are compare his stats to Jordan's stats, mm-hmm. but he ain't done playing yet.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is this. Mm-hmm. First of all, they played 2 different positions. Well, they played 2 different positions. Mm-hmm. Second of all, you got Jordan who stopped. Mm-hmm. And you know, LeBron is been playing ever since high school. So, you know. So I would say this. This is what I would say. His legacy will be determined after he's done playing.
So I think that if he wins 3 straight, and we said GOAT status, yeah, he's legit in GOAT status. When you do something that's never been done, and I don't know how long the Super Bowl's been around, the Super Bowl's been being played, if you get 3 straight in a row, and not even the greatest player that we look at as the greatest player has never done it, yeah, I think I'm not saying you're the GOAT, but GOAT status for sure. Mm-hmm. You're in the conversation.
So how many GOATs can you have?
You only be one GOAT, but you can be in the conversation.
Now, hold on. You say you could only be one GOAT.
It's only one GOAT, the greatest of all time. But can you be in the conversation?
Okay, so the definition of greatest of all time.
There's only be one.
Is that singular?
That's singular.
Greatest.
Greatest.
Okay. So,
it ain't with a T.
Okay.
It ain't with a T, not
all
S.
Right. All right, gotcha.
All right, and my last but not least question is, if Saquon Barkley wins, what does that say about him and his legacy as a top running back?
If Saquon wins, mm-hmm. it solidifies the value of running backs.
Okay.
That's what it does. Mm-hmm. It solidifies the value of running backs. Because when you look through the league, the last couple of years, running backs have been so devalued. Mm-hmm. It was just like, okay, well, I could just pick one up off the street, or I could just get one in the 3rd, 4th round, and it doesn't matter. This year has been the year of the running back. Yeah. So Saquon, when you look at all these other running backs, Cook, all
Gibbs.
These guys, Gibbs, all these guys mm-hmm. that have gotten transferred, that had gotten traded from one team to the other or signed with another team, mm-hmm. all of them had career years. Okay. So what it does is it solidifies the fact that running backs are important in the NFL, because without a running back, all you're doing is dropping back and passing. So you give the defense no imagination when it comes to what you're doing. Yeah. So, and I think the biggest thing about Saquon is you've seen how much he meant to a team from a leadership standpoint for the Giants. As soon as he left the Giants, they went downhill. They went downhill.
Mm-hmm.
You can see, because of Saquon being with Philly, look at the Cowboys. They ain't got a running back.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see how much of a detriment that is. You can see that, without a running back, with a running back, the Commanders have now passed the Cowboys in their own division.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what it is a lot of the running backs in the league are happy for him. I think that he's paid his dues for the Giants. I think he deserved the opportunity to be on a team to compete for a championship.
Okay. I partially agree with you. I'm like 45% with you. I don't think running backs have been devalued. I think this shows Saquon's worth. I'm not gonna say running backs, because most teams that have a top running back don't compete for Super Bowls. And if you go down the line and think about all the great running backs, they don't have a lot of Super Bowls. They get stats, but they don't have a lot of.
Well,
Tom Brady never had a top Super Bowl.
For San Francisco, he been to the Super Bowl a couple times. Yeah,
but his quarterback runs too.
Yeah. Well, you gotta remember that.
But you said they competed and they lost.
Well, that's true. Mm-hmm. So if Saquon wins, he can be in
that's his worth.
He can be in the company of Cowboys. When they had they running backs, and Denver when they had their running backs, things of that nature. But the thing about it is he will be considered tops in his category.
So I just think about all the top running backs of the last 10 years, and most of the teams that won haven't had a top running back. They have good running backs, but not the top. Like Saquon is considered right now this year the top running back.
Right, but if he wins,
but it's Saquon.
Right.
I'm not gonna say it's the position. I'm gonna say it's him, because he's just a different breed. He's considered the best running back in the NFL. There's nobody. I'm trying to think of the last person that was considered the best running back and competed for a Super Bowl.
So let me ask you this question: If McCaffrey didn't get hurt the last couple of years, now people would say McCaffrey was one of the best running back. He was one of the top running backs before they started putting Saquon in that category. But they said it was Josh Jacobs. They said he was King Henry. They were all kind of in that category too.
Yeah.
So if he wins, he solidifies himself as
himself. I think I'm not gonna.
Himself.
I don't think they. Like I said, I don't think the position has been devalued. I just think that it's him right now. It's not so much. You said when he left the Giants, they lost. They trumped. And then as soon as he got to the Eagles, they went up. So I'm not saying it's the position. I'm saying it's him.
Well, you can say it's the position. The reason why you can say it's the position, because look at it. Josh Jacobs left the Raiders, and look, they went in the toilet. No, I'm just saying they went in the toilet. The Green Bay made it to the playoffs. So the thing about it is, when you look at the running backs around the league, King Henry. They made it to the playoffs.
We talking about winning Super Bowls.
I know you're talking about winning Super Bowls, but I'm saying that when you look at it as a whole, it two things can be true. It could be Saquon himself, and it can be the position that's devalued.
So how many great running backs does Tom Brady have? Phenomenal running backs.
White wasn't bad.
He wasn't Saquon.
He wasn't Saquon
because he never had a good running back.
Right. You also gotta remember too. It's a combination of the perfect storm, because again, Saquon. He was just as great with the Giants as he was with Philly.
No, he better now because they got a better line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the point.
I'm saying position. I don't feel like what great running backs does Patrick Mahomes have? Great.
He just got running back by committee. Pacheco is a strong running back.
He's not top 5 running back in the NFL.
Well, he's doing it by committee.
Yeah.
But then again, you kind of have to look at again what he's the combination of, where he's at as far as, team development, as far as where Philly's at as far as team development.
Okay.
So we want to know what you think.
The Beyond the Game Gauntlet of Power goes to Eric.
Yes! Yes!
I need a recount.
Yes! 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 Thank you guys for watching Beyond the Game.
Hey, once again, we appreciate you guys. Hit the button, like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube.
The unbelievers, the haters, the doubters. This is about us. When we started this journey, we told you